Hi, I'm Matt Baillie Smith. I'm Professor of Global Development here at Northumbria University and also the Dean of Research Culture. And I'm here at the university with a number of the organising committee of IVCO 2024. And we thought we'd just, I suppose, share some of our thoughts as we start preparing the conference, things we're excited about, what we're looking forward to. So before I say any more, I'm just going to invite my colleagues to quickly introduce themselves, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what's to come later this year. So Rahim, can I start with you?
Hi, yes, I'm Rahim. I work for Habitat for Humanity, so I'm a senior manager in their volunteer journey team, and I'm also in the IFCO working group and
Good.
have been since 2019.
Fab. Thanks, Rahim. Max, over to you.
Thanks, Matt. My name is Maxine Mpofu. I'm one of the PhD students here at the Center for Global Development at Northumbria University.
Brilliant. Thanks, Max. Bianca.
Hi all, my name is Bianca Fadel. I'm a research fellow at the Center for Global Development, also here at Northumbria University.
Fab. Fiachra.
Great, thank you. My name is Fiachra. I work for Comhlámh, we're the Irish Association of Development Workers and Volunteers, and we're supporting the organisation of this conference. So really looking forward to working with this excellent group of people.
Brilliant. Thank you. So I thought maybe where we start, Max, is perhaps you could just give a little bit of, say a tiny bit more about who you are, but also, I suppose, some of the key details. So, where, when, what for IVCO 2024.
So like I mentioned that I am one of the PhD students here, and I'm excited about this year's edition of IVCO because it uses some of the methods and approaches that I'm really passionate about, which is collaboration, participation, and being interactive. So this year's IVCO, as you may be aware, is running under the theme Building and Sustaining Connections for Change, Volunteering for Solidarity. And we have been working in collaboration with our colleagues from Comhlámh to make sure that we will offer a program that will ensure that we'll have many diverse voices from different parts of the world. So we're excited and looking forward to that.
So it's kind of amazing, isn't it, to be able to, that thought that we can bring that many people to the northeast of England, I guess, and kind of connect with us in that way. Brilliant. Rahim, I wonder if you could just say a little bit, obviously you've been involved with past IVCOs and have lots of experience. So I suppose hearing a little bit about how that's informed kind of what we've been doing this year, and I suppose what you're most looking forward to about IVCO 24.
So I think this year is particularly special. So IFCOs are about bringing people together, about learning, about innovation, about improving. And what better space to have it than Northumbria University? I think the university will create that atmosphere, that environment that people really benefit from. So the conversations I expect to be more dynamic. And I think the style that the university has, along with Comhlámh, I really expect it to be a little bit disruptive in a positive way. And I'm really excited about how interactive it will be as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And I suppose that theme of disruption is really important, isn't it? I mean, I suppose one of the things we've been talking about the last couple of days is that kind of the scale of the challenges that we face globally are so significant that we really do need to kind of think about how we step up and how we come together as a community. And I wonder that kind of connects, I suppose, Fikra, to kind of Comhlámh's work, I mean, over many, many years. But I wonder if you could just say a little bit about, where Comhlámh kind of fits with kind of IVCO 24 and what you're kind of wanting to try and get out of it.
Yeah. So for 20 years now, Comhlámh has had the Code of Good Practice for volunteer sending agencies. So we've about 25 Irish NGOs that are involved in sending volunteers overseas. They're signed up to this code and have been working on, I suppose, values-led international volunteering. And there's a big emphasis on solidarity and collective action for change. And I guess that links in really closely with the work that Forum has been doing, but also a huge amount of research that Northumbria has been involved with as well. So it's great to kind of tie it all together on this kind of, I suppose, global platform and I suppose advance our key issues, but also kind of see those linkages and kind of, I suppose, have a cohesive kind of approach to promoting, values-led international volunteering and also trying to unpack how it's needed and its vital importance in the context of, the interconnected crises that we're navigating at the minute.
And would you say, I mean, Comhlámh's had a long tradition, hasn't it, of kind of promoting solidarity and using the language of solidarity. Do you think that's a kind of important part of what we're trying to do next?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's been a long journey for Comhlámh. We talk about volunteering for solidarity, and other language has been used before in terms of volunteering for development, just more broadly international volunteering, and we've come to kind of sharpen that language through dialogue with the volunteer sending agencies, but also with partners across the world, particularly voices from the global south, recognizing that if we're going to have this kind of engagement, it needs to be grounded in a strong principle of solidarity, really values led, and just kind of just driving that forward and saying, if we're going to do this kind of work, it needs to have a focus on long-term action, and one that's very much tied to, I suppose, a genuine effort to make the world a better place.
Yeah. And do you think, you mentioned there something really important there, and I think, Rahim, you said this as well, about this thing of dialogue and bringing together, I suppose, for us as a group has been a really important part of how we're trying to think about organising the conference, not simply in people arriving, but it's actually about how we foster those kinds of relationships, and how we think really carefully about making sure they're sort of productive, and they're doing so with a purpose, aren't they? And when I wonder, maybe I could turn to you, Bianca, a little bit, and just to think about why that's important for us at Northumbria, because that is really, I guess, an important part of who we are and what we're about. So I wonder if you could just say a few words about the kind of the links with the Centre for Global Development and the research that we do.
Absolutely, and I think it connects very well to the work that Forum has been doing over the years of bridging silos and bringing together different people from different parts of the world, but also different types of expertise. So I think hosting it here in the northeast of England will also bring this idea of the collaborations that Fiachra was talking about through to different scales. So talking about the international, but also the local, the regional scale, and bridging those silos is a key part of the conversations we hope to inspire from the conference, and also during the conference itself, so that the organizations can have key takeaways of learning about how to improve their ways of working, how to change, how to learn from each other, and how to move forward with relationships and connections that can be even more meaningful to continue promoting change in sustainable ways as we move forwards as a sector, but also bringing the evidence from the research work, for example, that we have been involved with from Northumbria's point of view, and making it very applied to real world challenges that organizations face every day.
Brilliant, thank you. So I suppose there's two or three things, aren't there, in what we're talking about. And this thing about learning is really important. This thing about very practical ways of connecting the different kinds of knowledges we might bring as a university, but also the different kinds of knowledges that are present for organisations who are mobilising different ways of doing things, and connecting to that, I suppose, to really purposeful change that's grounded in kind of ethics and values. And I think we've had an amazing few days here, kind of talking this through, and over time thinking about it. So I thank you for kind of joining us and having kind of sharing some of your thoughts. And I think the main thing to finish by saying is we look forward to seeing as many of you as we can get up into the northeast of England in September 2024. And I hope you'll have a very warm welcome and find it a really productive conference. And you can look on the website for further details about the exact dates, registration, and all that other kind of information.